move on the safety.
Woo! Now the field goal attempt by the Nigerian soccer kicker, Donald Igwebike. And he has the first points of the game up, and the Tigers of Clemson, #1 in the country, are first on the scoreboard, leading 3-0. Each year, a number of schools are investigated by the NCAA for alleged recruiting violations. The Clemson Tigers are putting their #1 ranking on the line against the University of Nebraska in this Orange Bowl Classic. However, a cloud hangs over this Clemson team, a cloud which results from a lawsuit initiated by 2 former high school football players recruited by Clemson, who eventually signed letters of intent to attend Clemson. The players have alleged that they were given money by Clemson football officials and an alumnus, causing them to violate NCAA recruitment rules and impair their college football eligibility. Much has been written and reported about these allegations. However, Clemson has chosen not to comment because it feels it would be inappropriate to do so while the investigation is ongoing. Here's what Coach Danny Ford had to say earlier.
Well, you know, it's been a one-way street. Everybody's got publicity about Clemson and all that. We're not concerned about that, and I say that with all truthfulness. We're not concerned about anything other than Nebraska and the Orange Bowl at this time. And we're proud of what our young people have accomplished again. And if something were to come up on it, it comes up. But we're not neglecting it, and we're not trying to put it off or anything else. Our people, I think, have done a good job, and I'm not ashamed of anything they've done.
Don, I know this. Igwebike just put one in the clouds. He put it about, that ball would have been good for 65 yards had he needed that much distance, and they'd get off to a 3-0 lead, and they've been very impressive in the early moments.
They have. They capitalized on the first turnover of this game. Igwebike ready to kick off now. Donald he's called because the last name is a little rough.
He's got such a short, it looks like a guy that's hitting a pitch shot.
Yeah.
Now, he looks like a soccer player, and that's the way soccer players kick a ball, but what distance?
Well, he's kicked him from 67 yards in practice. Now he hits a high kickoff down to Mike Rozier, taking the ball back for Nebraska. Rozier breaks the first wave of pursuit, comes out across the 30-yard line to the 33. Rozier, a hard running tailback. The sophomore takes it back, 32-yard return, and so Nebraska goes on offense a second time. Must consider that these bold teams, these two clubs last played November 21st. They've not had a football game in 6 weeks.
And Don, you know, Dan said, hey, I hope it's the kind of game where both teams are just having to go at one another. Everybody gets excited because if we find out that we can play with them, I like our chances.
All right, now Clemson has that lead, 3-0. Rozier carries some scrimmage on a 1st and 10 play. He works hard for 4, maybe 5 yards and takes the ball out to the 38-yard line. The defensive secondary for Clemson, not big, but very, very fast. Hollis Hall's at one corner. The other corner, the smallest player on the defensive unit, Anthony Rose, is an All-American at the free safety, a first-team All-American in Terry Kennard, and Tim Childers is the strong safety. 7-yard gain on that rush. 2nd down and 3 for Nebraska, right back to the I-back. Straight ahead goes Rozier. He's across the 40 and close to a first down. Rozier's been averaging over 100 yards a game over the last 7 games. The sophomore from New Jersey has started to come on late in the season. The 2 tailbacks who alternate for Nebraska, Rozier and Roger Craig, gained over 2,000 yards between them.
And, you know, we'll see who it is that can handle it tonight, because both of these teams are so similar structure-wise. They both love that eye back. They've seen these blocks in practice for the last 6 months, so nobody's going to fool anybody. It's who finds the crack and makes the best of it.
Well, Homer Jordan, the Clemson quarterback, said watching Nebraska's films on offense was like watching our offense. Rozier on 3rd and inches can't get to the line of scrimmage, and then he's upended by Andy Hedden. A big, rangy defensive end who plays all over the field. Hedden 6'5", 230. He'll play in the secondary. He'll play linebacker. He'll come up to the line of scrimmage as he did there, but Rozier did get ahead for the first down.
You know, when you see a guy playing in the secondary, you see him blitzing the quarterback, and you see him playing tough at the line of scrimmage. It's generally, they give him very little responsibility, Don. They let him make his own headway. And it's a guy, he started out as a quarterback. He's 6'5", 230. He's a perfect outside linebacker for professional football. They say he may be as smart as any defensive player they've ever had there.
Hedden was a high school quarterback, so he knows both ways. And Now Rozier takes a strike from Jeff Davis, the All-American linebacker for Clemson, who led this team in tackles with 161.
Number 45 makes the play. Zip a little eye play. Not a lot of fool'em in it. When you meet the man at the line of scrimmage, it's not going very far.
Now is 2nd down and 8 for Nebraska. Very short gain on the play. Clemson is in the lead 3-0. Maurer with a good play fake, throws on the run. He's got Todd Brown downfield. Brown goes up in the air, comes down with the ball at the 43-yard line of Clemson. Danny Triplett, a linebacker, chopped him, but the Cornhuskers get the gainer for the 1st down.
You know, people have been discussing Maurer's sore arm. I watched him last night, and if there's one thing he doesn't have, it's a sore arm. He's got a gun. He may throw the ball a little too swiftly for my money, but he does throw it with a lot on it, and he hits the open man in the middle of the field, in between the seams, as well as the quarterbacks I've seen in college all year.
Well, he's a baseball catcher, Major League prospect, has been drafted by the Minnesota Twins. His arm bothered him earlier. He was throwing well recently, and now Maurer on a snap ball with penalty markers down takes off himself, and the play comes back. We have 8:36 left to play in the 1st quarter. Clemson's in the lead 3-0 on the 41-yard field goal, their first possession by Donald Igwebuike. There is William Perry, a freshman. Middle guard, a legal procedure goes against the Tigers of Clemson. William Perry, 6'3", 305 pounds, and he's still growing.
They could put both cornerbacks standing on top of one another. They'd be just a little bigger than Bill Perry. When a guy can dunk a basketball, dunk a football over a goalpost, and he weighs over 300 pounds and he's only 6'3", you've got some kind of rare athlete. Now, when you're only a freshman to go with that, you can see a lot of him in the future.
William Perry is the nose guard, 66. Now it's 1st and 5 for Nebraska after the penalty against Clemson. Hand off to Rozier, and he's chopped at the line of scrimmage. Rozier comes out running hard from that deep stand. Playing about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage is the tailback looking for the holes, and Bill Smith cut him down. They say, John, that William Perry eats like a man going to the chair. He can really put it away.
Well, we're going to watch. This is the way it goes. He's also playing against the Outland Trophy winner, and Remington runs him right back into the cheap seats, and that's going to happen when you play a man of his quality. Now they've got William Devane. They're going to try and intersperse them so they don't. Neither one gets too tired. It's tough playing Remington.
Nebraska outrushed its opponents this year by over 2,000 yards, actually by over 2,100 yards in 11 games. Now on 2nd down and short yardage, the Huskers take it right at the Clemson defense. Power the football down to the 31-yard line. The fullback, Phil Bates, gets the 1st down.
And I'll tell you who's given a lot of credit is Remington again. This time they put William Devane on his nose. We saw Devane get the best of Remington early. They know it's a great matchup. He comes out 2nd best this time. Nebraska picks up a 1st down.
Dave Remington, junior center for Nebraska, the Outland Trophy winner, a player professional scouts. Many of them say right now is the best college football player in the country at any position.
At his position.
They say at any position. They'd say he'd be #1 in the draft if he was a senior. Remington, a 285-pound center. And again, we have markers down. The previous call at the line like that, you'll remember, was a procedure against Clemson. Let's check out the Nebraska coaches with Bob Trumpy. Bob?
All right, there's no panic here in the Nebraska booth. That turnover, the Nebraska coaches were surprised that Clemson went with a gap defense so early in a football game. That's what resulted in the turnover. But they're running their offense now, trying to communicate to the sideline exactly what the defense is doing. No sweat whatsoever. Let's see if we can't pick something up.
All right. Didn't we huddle up in front of them? We'll see what that Marshall did.
Those are the coaches you hear in the background, and now it is 1st down and 5 after another 5-yard assessment against Clemson. Maurer pitches back, option
got him.
So there's the throw downfield, touchdown Nebraska. Mike Rozier connects with his wingback Anthony Steele, and Nebraska strikes long and for the first touchdown of the game. Rozier, the sophomore tailback, looping it into the end zone, and Anthony Steele, a walk-on from Sacramento, California, cruised all alone into the end zone.
That's what happens when you decide we're going to stop the run. Now, they were effective in the 1st drive doing so. In the 2nd drive, Nebraska started being a little more effective. When they were so, they put 8 men on the line of scrimmage. When you do that, you can come without a free safety. That time, nobody there. Anthony Steele way beyond the secondary. Simple little pitch and catch.
That was all it was, and it goes on the board, and now Nebraska takes the lead 6-3.